first got into rapping, I was 12 years old. I had a cousin from Louisiana named Marcus, and he came up to North Carolina for the summer. And, you know, he was older than me. I looked up to him. He played basketball real good, but he also rapped sometimes. You know, he was just, to him, it was just playing around. But to me, I was like, oh, man, that's dope. I want to do it. So, you know, I just learned to freestyle from him. And from there, I really got serious. Like, I really started to take it serious. Before I was rapping like Master P, like No Limit, because that's how he rapped from Louisiana. But then I started being like, nah, but I like Tupac a lot, and I like Cannabis, and I like Eminem, and I like, you know, Nas and Jay and all these real lyrical people. So that's when I really started to get serious with it. But the rappers that inspired me to like really, you know, I guess do it to a large level was the Pacs and the Jays and the Nas's and the and even the Kanye when he came out. But, you know, not to name all the greats. I first met Jay. This was around, well, the first time I really met Jay, for real, man, because I ran into him before, but it was different circumstances. He wasn't really messing with me back then. But nah, first time I met Jay was 2008, around the time, a little after Obama had won. I had been getting the word that, you know, that he wanted to meet with me. He had heard Lights Please. He really wanted to meet with me, but I ain't really believe it. And then one day, you know, I got a call. He was like, yo, today's the day, Jay want to meet you. So I left my job. I like ran to the city, man. That's a story within itself. That's a movie within itself. But yeah, that was the first time I met with him. It was a great meeting, like 3-4 hours long. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe it was like 2.5, 3. But 4 kind of sounds better. I was a bill collector, man. I was calling, you know, people like myself who was late on their payments, or, you know, weren't paying at all. Yeah, it was terrible, man, because that was recession. That was like around, I mean, it's still recession, but it was like peak timing, and people was really going through some real things. So it felt terrible, like calling people. That's like probably the worst job you could ever have, by the way. Shout out to all my people that's really bill collecting, because I feel your pain. Trust me, I feel your pain. And shout out to everybody that can't pay their bills, because I feel that pain too. Meeting Jay was probably one of the most surreal moments, and it was awkward because, like I said, I went from work, from this job that I hate, to his office, you know what I'm saying, which seemed like heaven at the time, you know, only to go home. Maybe when I ride the train home, no, I ain't ride the train home, but only to go home and be like, whew, like, you know, back to reality, kind of, you know what I'm saying, like, and then back to work the next day. So it was kind of like a weird juxtaposition. When the meeting was over, the vibe was so good that I had a pretty good feeling. Like, it's not like he was like, he put the contract on the table, or he didn't even say anything. He was just like, yo, you know, it was just one of those, he left it hanging. But I had the feeling, whether I knew it or not, I had a feeling that that's what it was going to be. Being on Blueprint 3, man, that's still kind of surreal. I was just telling somebody, like, I remember writing my name on fake credits. I made a American Gangster CD booklet when I was trying to get on the album. I just made it. I printed the cover off, and I made a booklet, and I wrote my name in the credits on the inside of the booklet, just trying to imagine like what it would be like, you know, like as if it was real. Like, man, what would my name look like, you know, on the credits of a Jay-Z album? So it's crazy how, you know, 2 years or 3 years after that, or 2 years after that, I was actually on one. And I don't want people to think like dang, like, what was this guy like? I was aiming for Jay-Z only because I feel like every rapper and every producer, that's who you aim for. You aim for, like, you know, if you want to get a beat to somebody, every producer out there that doesn't have a placement yet, I feel like every beat they make is pretty much for Jay-Z, or pretty much for like Jeezy, or pretty much for whoever's the hottest at the time. So that's why I was like, you know, he was on my list like that, but I never thought I would have signed to him.